Oh yeah, bilkul, absolutely. This is absolutely the right time. And if I had shown it 2 years ago, people may not have understood the themes of the film. The themes, this film deals with so many themes. But I think after the change of the government, people have realized that the only way we can actually become superpower is by becoming efficient, by becoming productive, by earning money, by creating capital for this country, and not by these socialist stupid things which are not going to take you anywhere. How a gun is going to take you anywhere? I am also asking the same question. I am not a struggling new debutant director who doesn't know people, or people don't know me. They have seen my work. I have given something back to the industry. I made two, three big films, and one film I made has got a big franchise. Then I thought these things should happen naturally. And it's not a very expensive film. It's such a small budget film that anybody can do it. And lots of people promised, committed, but when they just on the eve of signing contracts, when they saw the film, then they said, oh boy, this film is going against my ideology, it's going to expose me. Or some people thought, oh, it's a very controversial film. If we release it, studios primarily, if we release it, we are going to get stuck. It's going to put us in like a soup. How will we report? So ultimately, somebody has to go ahead and do it. And in this case, I have done nothing. It's people who started seeing the film, who are outside the film industry. They said we are going to support it. Our whatever we are spending in P&A is coming from people who have nothing to do with the film industry. So they are saying we'll support this film. This thought must come out. You are Buddha. I am Buddha. Anybody who has an idea, anybody who is enlightened enough to understand that, देखिए, it's very easy to intellectualize everything, but ultimately a human life is about emotions, and your emotions towards your country, towards your society, is what I think this film puts them together. And anybody who has an idea, who thinks that the society, how to make society better, who can become a change agent, is Buddha, despite all the resistance, all the blockades, all the bottlenecks, all kind of traffic jams. That person is Buddha. So we are telling stories. Now we are going to tell lots of stories people have sent us, where people are telling their stories, how they had ideas and they fought the system and still became successful. I think all those people are Buddha, and I'm appealing to all of them to send their stories to us on video. See, of course, we did lots and lots of research. I read so many books and articles. Actually, went to Bastar and tribal areas, and also the second part of research was talking to aspirational India. So I went to institutes, management institutes, the boys and girls who have gone to US or UK and have come back and they want to do something. And out of that came lots of true stories, though they were independent stories. But when I put them together, then I realized all of them are connected with each other. And that's how this nexus idea came about. So that was one part of research. And the second, the most important part of research was my own experiences, which I have faced and experienced in this country. So when we put them together, came out a Buddha. So we said, aha, we found our Buddha. And then there was no funding, no money. So we said, oh, Buddha in a traffic jam. So that's how the whole thing started developing. See, the biggest problem in a film like this can be only money. That people support you and give you money. This whole thing about that we believe in this film and we have our conviction, I think this is all bullshit. Nobody believes in anything. Everybody believes in their monies. People believe in working within their own small camps or clubs. Who cares? Tell me honestly, if you make a film, say if you make a film on women empowerment, who cares? Do you think there is anybody in this film industry who's going to care? All these women critics and writers who keep writing so much, do you think they are going to support your film? Yes, they will support your film if you cast somebody who is very close to them, who's a friend of theirs. Or they have some agenda. If they think they can take this film to platforms and get some mileage out of it, then they are supporting. So to find people who believe in it is very difficult. And I got this support outside the film industry. I got the support from normal people, people who have nothing to do with films, people who just want to do good things about the country. So all those people who love our society, people who want India to shine, those people came together. See, youth is very empowered today. They know exactly what they want to. I go to institutes, Let me give you IIT's example. There were 1,000 students, and I asked them, raise your hands, how many of you want to go to US after finishing from here? Not many hands came up. Some came. And they said, yes, we want to go to US, but we want to study there and come back to India and do something for the society. So I said, छोड़ो यार, सब जाते हैं, कोई नहीं आएगा वापस, सब कहने की बात है. They said, but sir, at this point of time, that's how we feel. Now the thing is, if they feel like that, there has to be an ecosystem which supports that. But unfortunately, the politics of our country, okay, a certain sinister politics of our country does not let that ecosystem to be created. And I think that is the biggest challenge they face. Like development. You tell me in last 2 years, have you ever seen any media channel? Have you ever seen any a newspaper writing about why development is so good for this country? Everybody is saying development acha nahi hai. Everybody is talking about social engineering. Why aren't we talking about economic engineering? Because all value systems are functions of economic system. So that's the problem I think students are facing. People are trying to confuse them. Where एक बात बताइए मुझे, आपकी किसी भी टेक्निकल इंस्टीट्यूट में पॉलिटिक्स क्यों नहीं होती है? Why this politics takes place only in courses of humanities जहाँ पे students 8-8, 10-10 साल, 15-15 साल पढ़ सकते हैं? Because they are unemployed, they have nothing to do, they are getting subsidized education, free में आप पढ़ रहे हैं, you are running your politics, you are being funded by political parties, so they keep creating this politics. You have to do less work because they do most of the work, they understand characters. And just to give you an example, when Mr. Kher came to shoot, the first day of the shoot, he shot it, he did a brilliant shoot. But next day he came and he said, Vivek, I was thinking about it. I think this film does not require that approach, that kind of acting. I want to do it again. We had no money. I said, एक दिन extra shoot करना पड़ेगा. But then I said, let's do it. And he did it. And that is the best scene of the film. And then he found his sur. And he has taken his character to another level now. So he is not the same Anupam Kher you see in other movies. Here he has played it the way we... See that it's based on true stories. So my only single line brief was that this is the true story. We will not go a sur up or a sur down. We'll do exactly the way it is because that is going the honest depiction of reality. I think is the best thing, most sincere thing we can do. No, the reason I can write open letter to Mr. Rajdeep Sardesai or Miss Barkha Dutt is because I am not in politics. The minute I'll be in politics, I'll be like them. I'll be pretending like they pretend to be media people, but actually they are playing political games. Then I will also be, I'll say, okay, I'm a filmmaker, but I'll also play behind the scene kind of a politics. I'll never ever become a part of it. In fact, my entire fight is about that. My fight is to expose this kind of intellectual mafia, which is run by few media journalists and some professors and the so-called intellectuals. And this, as far as award Vapsi was concerned, what happened now? Where is award Vapsi has gone? They vanished just like this. It was an organized campaign to embarrass the government of the day. That's all. Yeah, my next, Jununiyat I made earlier. After Jununiyat, I am going to be making a film on emergency and Bofors. I'll tell you why I have to make a film on Bofors. Because nothing else has destroyed the moral courage of this country. Emergency and Bofors, I think, and a couple of more incidents like that. What they do is somewhere the mass psyche feels defeated. They think, "Arey, इस country में कुछ नहीं होने वाला." That's why it's very important to show the reality behind emergency and Bofors. We know Bofors as a financial corruption case, but that's not true. How many lives have been destroyed because of Bofors? Anybody who wanted to speak against it, the journalists who wanted to expose that, how their lives were destroyed, how lives of celebrities were destroyed. What happened with Mr. Bachchan? So I want to make a film which exposes how certain politicians, just to keep their Raj, how a certain family in this country has destroyed so many institutions. The reason we are suffering today, why JNU is happening, because we have destroyed an institution. So one family destroyed so many institutions of this country only to be in power. That is my motive of making that film. I think the best way to tackle these issues is democracy. Like if you see in US, the government, sometimes it's Republican government, sometimes it's Democratic government, and over a period of time, when new people are given chance, then they come with their ideas. If they are not good, you take them out. But here you see Tamil Nadu, one chief minister for last so many years. In Uttar Pradesh, one chief minister for so many years. And how do they remain in power for so many years? Why Gandhi family was in power for so many years? Because they destroy institutions. They make slaves out of institutions, and that's how they rule. I think what has happened is that mainstream media, pre-internet, they used to control the narrative. Okay, if they tell you this is what is happening, you will believe it because there's no other point of view. Once social media happened, then all these educated young boys and girls took over. And they started exposing their lies, how they spin news, how they do hit jobs. And I think and then mainstream media journalists started calling them trolls. They are not trolls. They are the people who want to expose the lies and the politics of these people who have an agenda driven journalism in this country. So I think the best advantage social media has done is by exposing these people. I used to see directors having 2 films in 3 months, and a lot of people have their releases back to back. And I used to say, भगवान ऐसा मेरे साथ कभी नहीं होना चाहिए. And now I realize जो भगवान से बोलो नहीं होना चाहिए वही देता है आपको. So I never thought I'll be in a situation like this. Buddha in a traffic jam itself is an anecdote. I have given so many years of my life and so much of sacrifice one has to make. I am very proud of it. I'm not complaining. I have no issues, but I think Buddha in a traffic jam is an anecdote itself. And people will know it only when they see the film. So my appeal is you see the film and see if you really want to change this country, if you want to tell a story about how to change this country, what kind of resistance you are going to face from the so-called rich elites and intellectuals.